What is up, YouTube? It's your boy, Tony 2.0, and we are back. This is, well, it's still Minecraft 2.0, but we're going to do something a little bit different today. Instead of building on the house, going exploring, things like that, what we're actually going to do is we're going to talk about the patch notes that just came out today, give you guys a little update in case you were wondering. And while we're doing that, what we're going to do is just hollow out the inside of the house here. So bear with me as we try to break this down. One of the glaring things that you'll notice as soon as you log in, one of the main things that they've kind of changed is, you see when you scroll through all this, it now will highlight what you are looking at. And I believe when you drop things, it'll also put stuff up like that from what I was reading in the patch notes. I'm getting the patch notes from minecraftwiki.net, so if you want to ever check anything out, I'll put a link in the description for it so you guys can check it out. But yeah, so we're going to get started. One of the first update things on the list is they've added a few new blocks, features. They refer to them as blocks in this article. The first one is the firework rocket. So basically they've added fireworks to Minecraft, which is kind of cool. Now, I don't have the build for it yet. I was kind of looking at it. We're going to see, as I scroll down through here, we'll see what it takes to build it. Looks like it takes gunpowder and a piece of paper. And then you can actually create what they call a star, too. And that takes gunpowder, paper, and a firework to make the star. So that's something that you guys can look forward to, and we'll definitely plan on making some of those. Gonna just kind of keep running through here. Firework stars was also added. It's used to create the firework rockets. Enchanting books. If you guys didn't hear about this, you'll now be able to put a specific enchantment into a book so that you can add it onto your weapon instead of having to guess and look around. Again, I haven't got to play with it yet. I'm just gonna give you guys the notes and the update, but as we go along through this, we will definitely try to try all this stuff out so you can see it. Get some torches up here for you guys. I'm getting some major frame rate today. They also added nether brick slabs. If you have played the game before, you know that there wasn't any nether brick slabs prior to this update. Now you can do half slabs, which is pretty nice for all of you guys that like to do some designing. What I was going to tell you is before I started the episode, I did go through and made these iron pickaxes. That's why I have so many of them. So we're going to keep digging back through here, and we'll keep going down the list. The next one on the blocks and items list is a surprise for chests. Now, I don't know what that means. It says new chest textures in Christmas. Let's go back and let's see. Now, this update, again, is just for the PC. It's not for the Xbox version. I know they got an update as well. I don't really see any difference in the chest at all, but whatever. I'm not that observant either. So, anyways, moving on down the list of things that they have changed. So the next segment is for the gameplay. What it says is unbreaking enchantments for all items with durability. Some unregular tools, shears, fishing rods, requires enchanting books. So it looks like they have changed the requirement as far as adding unbreaking to your whatever, your tools, your weapons, anything like that. You're going to have to use a book now from what I'm reading. So I'm guessing you won't be able to get it just off the enchanting table. You'll have to use a book to do it. Or either that, or you can use a book to do it. Again, this is just the update. We'll try all this stuff out. First pickaxe down. Moving down the list, it says Silk Touch can now be applied to shears and swords on the anvil using enchanting books. It says cobwebs can be harvested this way. So you can pull cobwebs instead of turning it into string, which again is, it's not for everyone, but I guess if you really wanted cobwebs, you could make a mob trap or, slow it down or whatever, which is pretty cool. Moving down the list, It says added Thorns enchantment. When a mob hits a player, it gets damaged. It's very similar to if you guys ever played World of Warcraft. When I played, Thorns was actually a thing on there too, where you could put that on, and then if the mob attacks you or hits you, it does take a little bit of damage off of them. It does not specify how much damage is done to the mob. It also says that the Thorns can be put on armor. And it says the Thorns damage is customizable, so that'll be something fun to look into. The next thing down the list, it says fire protection now extinguishes player more rapidly. So if you have the enchantment that gives you fire protection on your chest or your legs or something like that, it will put the fire out more quickly, probably do a little less damage as far as health goes, which is, again, another good thing. I never understood that. Why does the stupid torch get put out when it's behind me? Swinging it too hard, Steve. Swinging it too hard. All right, moving on. There's also on here, it says blast protection now reduces explosion recoil, so you won't get hit back as far as you used to in the past when creepers blew up on you, it looks like. Oh, and one thing which kind of actually sucks, it says you're now required to use the proper tool on a block, even if the tool you have is using efficiency. So, like, I know on my multiplayer server I have efficiency 4 on my pickaxe. Apparently that's not going to work on wood and dirt and gravel as easily. Again, it's something we're going to have to kind of play with and see kind of how much it affects it. So, you know, I'll probably do an update from the multiplayer server as well. Something is just sucking the life out of my computer here. We have to see what's going on. I downloaded Hawken and Blacklight Retribution last night, and I think the downloader is running in the background, which is causing this. Luckily, it's not about what we're building today, so... Moving on, it says improve drops. It says 3D rendering for all dropped items. So usually when you dropped your pickaxe or whatever, it would just be a 2D model. So let's see if that's true. It doesn't look any difference to me, but whatever. I did update it, so it should have worked, but maybe that's all it was. Maybe I just don't remember what the original looked like so well. Oh, that's why. It only renders in fancy graphics. The next one is when pressing Control Q, the player drops a full stack instead of just one item. So, you know, when you hit like D or whatever you have it hotkeyed to, you'd only drop one thing. If you hold Control now, it will drop it all. You figure maybe they would have put it on like Shift or something like that. Just adding to the functionality of this game. It kind of baffles me that they still put as much effort into Minecraft as they're doing. You know, they've already made their money. Most companies, notably Infinity Ward, Treyarch, EA, once they get their money, they run with it, that's for sure. Trying not to fuck up too much over here. Oh, I got some coal. I'm gonna have to fix this fucking lag because it's... Oh, I don't want to do... I don't want to be taking up the floor. Moving on down the list, it says improved block placement on chests, crafting tables, furnaces, beacons, anvils, enchanting tables, brewing stands, etc. When sneaking, the player can place the block and items on it. I didn't even know you couldn't do that before. I guess I don't use it that much. But, okay. Just, you know, a fix is a fix, I guess. Oh, I keep saying I don't want to pick the floor up, and I keep picking the floor up. Just gonna put a torch up here. We'll put down some of this floor here. I'm going to, like I said, guys, I'm gonna model the interior of this the way I had it before we lost our original seed. If you're new to the channel, or if you're just checking this out, you can go back, watch the old episodes, see what I'm talking about here. Moving on down the list, new notice feature. Added tool highlight when switching between items on the toolbar. That's what I showed you here. You can see it It tells you what's going on. That's kind of a cool thing, you know, especially if you have like buttons and things like that, or if your texture pack doesn't make it apparent to what you're having. You know, I always put down the wrong thing. It's kind of just like a warning sign for mentally handicapped people, apparently. Man, I'm just dying with this frickin'. You know what? I think we're just gonna stand here because this is brutal. It's brutal for me to even try to play it. Moving on down the list. It says that is disable. You can go into the options and then it's under option text. You can read on the forum about what's all about that. Add a new notice warning for users still playing on Power PCs or Java 5. Just telling you that, you know, hey, update your shit. And then it says add an option to toggle touchscreen in the game, which is kind of cool. It also said MBT code fix. The blast radius of fireballs on specific gas chutes can be customized with an editor. I'll never do that on this server. I'm just too much of a noob. There is a shit ton of bug fixes. We'll just run down the list here. It says fix mouse wrongly positioned in full screen. Fix mob walking slowly when you hit them. Fix server client desync of chest. Fixed flame effects on arrow when fired from pressure plates. And player immediately engages in flight mode. Fix zombies which sometimes stop attacking. Fix the inability to remove partial XP bars from the XP-1L command when you're between 0 and 1. Fixed arrow shot at Enderman disappearing. I mean, there's so many on here. You guys will just have to go and check it out. Like I said, I'll put a link to it in the description there. This is just kind of a little update just because when I logged in I saw the update, and I always like the updates, and I wish that more people would come out and talk about the patch notes. You know, they're not doing huge overhauls like they used to. And I know that Xbox, I think Xbox got or is about to get Christmas texture pack, so that's kind of a cool thing. I'll have to make a texture pack. I gotta make something. I'm gonna have my buddy Bell, I think, make me one. I'm going to keep working on the interior of this house, guys, knocking it down, and I'm going to try to figure out what's up with... Jeez, we're just burning through these things. Try to figure out what is up with my frame rate here. Yeah, I think that's it for the episode. When we come back, the next episode that will come out will be a full episode of Minecraft 2.0. Just wanted to let you guys in on all of the patch notes. If you have any questions, comments, put it in there. I'll do my best to research them for you. Like I said, I will put the link in the description as well. So go check that out. Minecraft Wiki is the best thing for nub players just like me. I've been playing this a long time. I still learn new things about it all the time. So it's a good resource to use, that's for sure. Anyways, guys, that's been my time. My name is Tony 2.0. I will catch you the next time. Peace!